In this video, I will show you how to compute a binomial tree. So we have here an exercise that says the following. We have a stock price that is currently $20, so it means that we start our tree with the current stock price as 0, which is worth $20. And it is known that at the end of 3 months, this stock price will either go up or down by 10%. So it means that it will go up to some stock price going up by some 10%, or I believe that it will also go down to some stock price going down of 10%. And the idea is to calculate the current value of a call option with strike price of $21. So if it's a call option, so let's write here a call option, it means that I already know how much it should pay. So a call option pays the maximum between the stock price minus the strike price, or 0. And I know that the strike price is $21. And again, the date of expiration is 3 months. So all of this will go or will last 3 months. So what is the price of the option that given a risk-free rate of 12%? So how do we start this exercise? Well, we start by computing the values of our stock prices when they go up and when they go down. So how do we do that? Well, let's write here step 1. Yeah. So step 1, we compute the values of S up and the stock price going down, S0 down. So how do we do that? Well, we start with the current stock price, which is $20. And how do I reach this price here, starting from here? Well, it's quite simple. So it's the current stock price increased by 10%. So in other words, the stock price going up is nothing more than the current stock price plus 10% of this current stock price. So in other words, if you substitute the values, this is going to be $20 plus 10% of these $20. So this should give 22. And in the same way, you can compute the value of the stock going down. So how much is the stock going down? Well, I start with the current stock price and I decrease 10% of this value to achieve the stock price going down. So again, it's going to be the stock price going down equals the current stock price, and I decrease 10% of this current stock price. So this is going to be the $20 minus 10% of these $20. So this should give $18. Okay, now that we know the values of the stock going up and down, the stock prices up and down, we should know now how much we go up and how much we go down. So the next step is to compute, so step 2. Step 2 is to compute the up and down values of the stock. And how do we do this? Well, again, we know that the stock price going up equals $22. We computed it here. So if we solve this in terms of the value up, so if we solve in terms of, so we can put it here. So the up value is going to be equal to $22 divided by the current stock price. And I know that the current stock price is $20, so this gives 1.1. And the same reasoning is applied in order to find out the down value. So the down value is, so we know that it's $18. We computed it here. And again, if we solve it in terms of D, in terms of the value D, we will find out that this is going to be the $18 divided by the current stock price, which is again 22 divided by 20, which should equal 0.9. So we found out the up and down values. We can already write the stock prices here in our tree. So we have here 22, and we have here 18. And now, as you should be aware, is that associated to each price movement, there's a value for my option. So the intrinsic value of my option when it goes up, and the intrinsic value of my option when it goes down. And the next step is precisely to compute these two values. So the payoff of my option going up, so I already know what is the payoff of a call option. So it's the maximum between a stock price and a strike price. So the payoff is going to be the maximum of the stock price. So what is the stock price here in this situation? Well, the stock price is going to be this one here. So I am representing an up movement of my stock price. So my stock price, or my payoff, is going to be the stock price when the stock goes up minus the strike price, or 0. I substitute the values, so this is going to be the maximum between 22 minus the strike price, which is 21, or 0. And this is going to give the maximum between $1 or not exercising and paying off 0. So of course, between exercising the option and receiving $1 profit, and not exercising and receiving 0, of course I prefer to exercise and receive this value. So it pays off $1. So I apply the same reasoning for the stock going down. So the stock going down, the payoff is the following. So it's again the maximum between the stock price and the strike price. The difference is that now the stock price in this situation is this one. It represents a down movement. So it's going to be the stock price going down minus the strike price, or 0. In other words, this is going to be the maximum of $18 minus the strike price, which is 21, or 0. And again, if I substitute the values, this is going to be the maximum between minus $3 or 0. So basically what I have to look here is the following. What is better, to exercise my contract and have a loss of $3, or I do not exercise at all and I walk away with 0? And of course, between a loss or 0, I prefer 0. So this one pays $0. So this is the third step. So the third step, or step 3, we compute the payoffs of the option. And these payoffs are nothing more than the movements F up and F down. And again, do not forget what is our goal. Our goal is always to find the value of F, the value of our option price today. So sometimes you can even say, or well, sometimes it's said that this option price, it's the price of the option at time equals 0. So don't get confused by the wording when we say that to find the option price at time 0 is nothing more than to find this f here. So because this situation here is represented at time 0, and this is when I expect when it grows the 3 months. So again, what is the next step? Well, if I want to find the value of f, I will first need to know what is the risk-neutral probabilities. So just put here something to the limits. So the next step will be to compute. So step 4, we compute the risk-neutral probabilities. So the risk-neutral probabilities are given by the following formula. So it's the probability. It's given by the exponential of the risk-free rate multiplied by the time period minus the value of going down divided by the value of going up minus down. And you simply substitute the values. So one thing that you need to be aware is that we never work with a time period in months. So we always convert months to years. So 3 months equals 3 divided by 12 years, which is nothing more than a fourth of a year. So when we go here back to our formula, we put that it's the exponential of the risk-free rate, which is 12%, so 0.12, multiplied by my time period, which is 1/4, minus the value of going down, which is, so we compute it here, it's 0.9, divided by the value of going up, 1.1, minus the value of going down. So if you make the calculations, this should give around 0.6523. And with this, I can finally compute my option price. So step 5, it's to find the option price. And the option price is given by the formula f equals the exponential of minus the risk-free rate times the time period multiplied by the value of going up times my probability plus the value of going down, the payoff of my option going down, multiplied by 1 minus the probability. So if you substitute these values, so let's substitute them, it's the exponential of minus the risk-free rate, which is again the 12%, multiplied by the time period, which is 1/4. All of this multiplied by the payoff of the option going up, which is $1, multiplied by the probability, and we computed it, so it's here, 0.6523, plus the payoff of the option going down, and we saw that it's here, 0, we didn't have any advantage to exercise, multiplied by 1 minus 0.6523. So if you do all of these calculations, you should find out that the price of the option should be approximately $0.633. So this is the price of the option. So remember what it means to compute the price of the option or to find the price of the option. So F here, we can put it here in our tree, 0.633. So what it means to find the value of the option or the price of the option is simply the following. Remember what is an option contract. So an option contract is nothing more than a piece of paper, so we can even put here option contract. And this contract will have several things written on them, on it. So one of them is if it's the right to buy or to sell something. So if it's the right to buy, it's a call option. If it's the right to sell, it's a put option. You will have a strike price, you will have an expiration date, and so on. And you need to pay for this piece of contract. So this piece of contract here, it's not for free. So it has some costs, or in other words, some price. And the price of this piece of paper or this option contract is nothing more what it's also called the premium of the option. So it's nothing more than the fee that I pay that grants me the privilege of walking away from my deal if it is not advantageous for me to exercise it. So like in this situation, if I see that I get a loss, in option contracts, I am not forced to exercise it because I paid a premium. So this premium here is what gives me the freedom to walk away from my contracts. And the goal of this module, or the goal of option pricing, is always to find out a fair price to give to this option.